Okay, so today I learned about security controls and some other stuff. But for security controls, I will put it in a very understandable way, the way I understood it. So just think of it as the things you put in place in order to prevent your data or your information from threats, or that protect it from threats. So we have types of security controls. We have the physical, the technical, the administrative. For the physical, just think of it as the guards, the locks, the fences, all these physical barriers that can prevent bad actors from entering a building and laying their hands on information, of course. And for the logical or technical, think of it as the passwords, the encryptions, and the firewalls. And for administrative controls, they are more like the rules and the trainings that are put in place in order to prevent your information or your data from getting into the hands of bad actors. Okay, so that being said, we have some other security control terminologies, and as I said, I will explain it in a very understandable way from the way I understood it. So we have the principle of the least privilege. When I had this at first, I thought that it was more like, the people that are less privileged, maybe their information are kept like, or rather handled with more care. But this is what it means. It's more like giving a person a minimum level of access or permission that their job requires. For example, you give a person the access to read the document. So when you give the person access to read that document, according to the principle of the least privilege, you don't give the person the permission to edit that document or even delete it. That's what it entails. We also have the need to know. This name, Sha. Anyways, it's just about making someone not to see some sensitive files unless it's specific to their task at that particular time. This is how I understood it. So just think of the principle of least privilege as you can't do more than your job requires, and the need to know, just see it as you can't see more than your job allows you to. I also learned some other things. I learned about cryptography. In my own way of understanding, I understood it as the art of keeping or hiding your information or your message in a way that only the right person can be able to see it. And for encryption, I understood it as maybe locking your message in a box and only the person with the right key can have access to it. Encryption. This is my own way of understanding because I love understanding in a very basic way, although it has its normal modern term of defining, but this is my own way to make it understandable. And I also learned about PII, personally identifiable information. And these are like the things that can trace back to you, like your name, your ID, your email, all those things it can lead back to you. And of course, you wouldn't want any of these getting into the wrong hands. And I learned about hashing. Oh my. I really got confused at this point. Like in hashing, I really wanted to understand what it really entails, how it works, but it was getting confused. But anyways, this is how I understood it. So for example, you send me a document, and maybe the name of the document is Cybersecurity 101. You send it to me. But before you send it to me, you run that file through a hash function, and it's just like a set of string of letters and numbers like A, B, D4, A7, B, like blah blah blah. After you have run the file through a hash function, you send me the document. As you send me the document, you also send me the hash. Now, me receiving the document, I will also run it through a hash function. And if my own hash matches yours, the one you sent to me, then no one tampered with it, no one intercepted. But if it doesn't match, then it is very understandable that, okay, someone tampered with the document. So hashing is more like for verification, integrity kind of. You get what it's all about. So these are more like the summaries of the things I learned today. Like, I really loved this study very, very much. Even though I was finding it difficult to understand some things. These are words I've had before, but I really didn't take our time to know what it really entails. And anyways, it was a nice study.